Hello friends, welcome to the Plant Science Forum. Now today we are going to discuss respiratory quotient. Everybody must be familiar with the word quotient. Quotient is nothing but the common arithmetic term which is related to the division. In case of division there is a one numerator and another is the denominator. We are studying this arithmetic term in relation to the respiration. Respiration is nothing but the breaking down of a larger molecule into the smaller molecule, and in which process there is a requirement of oxygen. Now on this image you can see two colored arrows. One is the blue, which indicate the process of photosynthesis where carbon dioxide is taken and oxygen is liberated. Whereas the second step, which is the red color, it shows the intake of oxygen and the output of carbon dioxide. This is the respiratory process in which energy is released and oxygen is mandatory. So we are studying the process of respiration in arithmetic term, where we are going to calculate the amount of carbon dioxide released and the amount of oxygen required for the process. So before that, just have a brief look at the process of respiration, where actually it begins with the 6 carbon molecule glucose, which is then converted into a 3 carbon molecule pyruvate via process glycolysis, and then the end product of glycolysis pyruvate is going to form a 2 carbon compound acetyl coenzyme A with a decarboxylation. So this is the connecting link between glycolysis and the Krebs cycle. In the Krebs cycle, acetyl coenzyme A combines with the 4 carbon oxaloacetic acid, and via this complete process there is a formation of NADH and FADH2. This formed NADH and FADH2 that going to enter into the electron transport chain in mitochondria, also known as oxidative phosphorylation, or you can say a chemiosmotic ATP synthesis. So this is the process of aerobic respiration, where a 6 carbon glucose molecule ultimately via different step forms ATP as a energy currency, and during this process oxygen is required in the mitochondria complex number 4 and carbon dioxide is given out. So in this process we are studying the amount of carbon dioxide and amount of oxygen involved in this process. So respiratory quotient is nothing but the ratio to the volume of carbon dioxide evolved or produced to the volume of oxygen taken, or you can say consumed, at over a given period of time at constant temperature and pressure. The value of respiratory quotient can be less than 1 or 0 or 1 or more than 1. So here is the formula for respiratory quotient, where volume of carbon dioxide evolved is calculated against the volume of oxygen consumed. So this is going to give a respiratory quotient. Now the value of respiratory quotient is also depend upon the type of respiratory substrate. There are various kind of respiratory substrates such as carbohydrate, fats, proteins and organic acid, fatty acids. So these are various type of respiratory substrate, and on the basis of that substrate there is a difference in the involvement of oxygen. So if you look at the structure of carbohydrate, fats, proteins and organic acids, then you will know that the amount of oxygen present in every substrate is different. So the value of respiratory quotient is depend upon the type of substrate ultimately, which represents that it is vary in the amount of oxygen. Another thing is that it also depend upon the involvement of oxygen in the actual respiration or some other purposes. There is a possibility that the oxygen which is uptaken by the plants, or you can say animal, it can be consumed in the process of respiration or in the very other purposes, but we are going to calculate the respiratory quotient against only the oxygen used in the respiration. So next is we are going to see the respiratory quotient for carbohydrate, which is always equal to unity. Just take the simple example of glucose, where 6 oxygen molecules are required and 6 carbon dioxide molecules are given out. If you put this value in the given formula, then 6 by 6 give rise to 1. That means for the simple carbohydrate molecule like glucose, respiratory quotient is always 1, or you can say unity. Now let's see for the case of fats. Student, please note that 80% of angiospermic seed, they store fats and oil as a reserve food material, because seeds, they are non photosynthetic in nature and they require energy till they become the photosynthetic. For that, the reserve food material in case of seed is the mostly fats and oil. Fat, they are poorer in oxygen as compared to the carbohydrate. So the molecule which are poor in oxygen, or which consist of less number of oxygen as compared to carbohydrate, so they require more number of oxygen for the oxidation. Here you can see this is the example of tripalmitin, which is a fat. In this equation you can see the amount of oxygen required is 145 molecule, whereas only 102 carbon dioxide molecule they are given out. So if you put this value in the formula, then you can see 102 divided by 145 gives rise to 0.7, which is less as compared to the value of carbohydrates. So here we can say that the compounds which are poor in oxygen, they require more oxygen for the oxidation of compound. So ultimately the value of respiratory quotient is less than 1 or less than unity. This is the structure for tripalmitin. Here you can see this 14 number represents the long chain of CH2 molecule, and only oxygen which are present are here attached to a carboxylic acid group. So that's why here you can see the amount of oxygen present in the molecule is less as compared to the amount of oxygen required during the process. So this is less than unity. Now let's see the case of fatty acid. In fatty acid, this is the simple example of fatty acid where acetic acid is considered, and for the oxidation of acetic acid 2 molecules of oxygen is required, which gives rise to 2 molecules of carbon dioxide. If you put this value in the arithmetic calculation, then it will give a unity. So by this you can say that for this simple fatty acids, the amount of oxygen involved and the amount of carbon dioxide evolved, they are same, so which gives a numerical value 1 or unity. Now let's talk about the organic acids. In case of organic acids, it contains more number of oxygen in its structure itself. So the amount of oxygen required for the oxidation of that particular molecule is very less as compared to other substrate. That's why the amount of carbon dioxide given out is always more as compared to the oxygen consumed. So if we put this value in formula, then for the oxalic acid 4 carbon dioxide is released and only 1 oxygen molecule is consumed. So 4 by 1 is 4. So in case of organic acid, we can say that the respiratory quotient is always more than 1. Just look at the case of malic acid. Here only 3 molecules of oxygen required and the 4 molecules of carbon dioxide evolved. So 4 by 3 is equal to 1.3. So this is also prove that in case of organic acid, the respiratory quotient is always more than 1, or you can say unity. Now let's talk about the succulents. In case of succulents, respiratory quotient is always 0. Succulents, they are the plants which have the thick leaf, or you can say the plants of Crassulaceae family. For this you have to remember the case of crassulacean acid metabolism. What we have seen in crassulacean acid metabolism, the stomata remain closed during the daytime and they remain open during the night time. So in the night time, when carbon dioxide is received by the leaf, that carbon dioxide is fixed by PEP carboxylase enzyme into the 4 carbon organic acid, and this organic acid is partially decomposed in the night, and in the daytime this organic acid undergoes the complete oxidation process, but the evolved carbon dioxide is not taken out from the leaf because the stomata are closed during the daytime. So the carbon dioxide evolved in the process is taken up by the photosynthesis. That's why if you look at the overall reaction, then carbon dioxide is not evolved in due course of time. Only oxygen is consumed for the oxidation of organic acid which are formed in the succulents, or you can see the Crassulaceae family, but carbon dioxide is not evolved. So if you put the values in formulae, then 0 number of carbon dioxide is evolved and only 3 molecules of oxygen is taken. So ultimately 0 by 3 gives 0. So in case of succulents, or you can say the members of Crassulaceae family, the respiratory quotient is 0. Now let's talk about the aerobic respiration, where the value of respiratory quotient is infinity, because as the name suggests, it is the anaerobic in nature. Anaerobic means without the oxygen. Here oxygen is not consumed, but with the due course of time carbon dioxide is released. So if you look at the equation, there is no involvement of oxygen but carbon dioxide is released. So if you put the value in formulae, then 2 by 0 is equal to infinity. So in case of anaerobic respiration, the value of respiratory quotient is infinity. Now these are the some of the significance of respiratory quotient. The respiratory quotient indicate the nature of substrate being oxidized. As we have seen till now, the various type of substrate, whether it is the carbohydrate, protein, fatty acid, organic acid, whatever it may be, the value of respiratory quotient is different. So from the value of respiratory quotient, one can guess which type of substrate is going to be oxidized. So it also indicates the type of respiration. As we have seen till now, in case of anaerobic respiration, the value is always infinity because oxygen is not consumed. Whereas in case of various substrate involved in the aerobic respiration, the value of respiratory quotient can be anything from the 0 to any numerical value. So from this, if the value is 0 or any number, then we can say it is the aerobic respiration. But if the value is infinity, then we can say it is a anaerobic type of respiration. So according to Blackman, in the starving condition, some of the proteins are used as a respiratory substrate. Then this is known as protoplasmic respiration. So this phenomenon gives rise to a new concept known as protoplasmic respiration, which state that in some cases, or you can say a starving cases condition, a cytoplasmic proteins can also be utilized as a respiratory substrate to give energy. So this is the overall significance of respiratory quotient. I hope you have understood the topic. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. Thank you.